Ballot Access News is a 25-year-old print publication. It covers changes in the law that affect political parties and independent candidates. The ballot access laws are constantly changing. Every odd year, half the states have bills in their legislature to change the ballot access laws. Every year, there are about 20 lawsuits filed over the ballot access laws, so there's a lot to cover.
What issues do you expect the third-party candidates to cover which Obama and Romney didn't address during their debates?
Certainly, they never talked about marijuana decriminalization. They said very, very little about immigration policy, and they didn't say very much about poverty. And of course, even for the issues that they did talk about, they tended to agree with each other, and you can count on the fact that tonight's debate for the minor party presidential candidates, you'll hear very different views, especially about foreign policy. It just doesn't occur to people in most countries that it's legitimate for two parties to get together and keep their competition off the ballot.
And for those parties who try to keep the competition, third parties, independents, what have you, off ballots, what's their main reasoning?
Oh, the reasoning is, well, it depends on whether they're talking honestly or dishonestly. If you want an example of an honest comment, I was at a Georgia state legislative hearing once, and a legislator on the elections committee said, "I don't want no damn libertarian running against me," which There's a new threat to minor parties and independent candidates. It's in the movement for a so-called top two election system. Top two systems provide that every candidate runs in the primary and every voter gets the same primary ballot, and then only the two people who come in first and second are permitted to run in November. We've had 18 Supreme Court decisions on ballot access, and they've been consistent. Access to the general election ballot is protected. States cannot require candidates seeking a place on the general election ballot to show support for more than 5% of the voters. Now, what does Top 2 do? In effect, it says you have to show 30% support to run in the general election. Now, this country is one of the worst in the world among countries that have free elections when it comes to the variable of the freedom of the voter to vote for the candidate he or she wishes. People who organize minor parties and participate in them generally have important issues that they want to talk about, not only what the problem is, but what are some solutions. And it is idiotic of this country to stifle those voices. We need new ideas. And when the Supreme Court allows states to wipe out minor party and independent candidacies, they are putting a huge footprint on the First Amendment.
Well, first I'd like to thank Richard. I mean, this guy is a walking encyclopedia.